Is the Logitech G733 the best wireless headset available? I've been using this headset for the past year, so stick around to see what issues I've encountered and if you should purchase the G733. Hey guys, this is Risc. If you're new here, welcome. Otherwise, thanks for coming back to the channel. Let's jump into this review, and links to the headset are in the description below. To get started, I'm not trying to waste your time, so the first thing I want to do is let you know how much this headset is, so you'll know if it's in your price range. The Logitech G733s are about $150 on Logitech's website, and they do start at $140 on Amazon for the black pair. You can also find renewed or refurbished headsets on Amazon starting at $124. They're not the cheapest headset, but far from being the most expensive. Considering that they're wireless, I think they're very well priced. Next up, let's discuss the comfort level of these headsets. Coming in at just 278 grams, that's about 0.61 pounds for us Americans, these are one of the lightest headsets available. They're able to accomplish this by using an all-plastic design that keeps the weight down. There's no metal bands in this headset to give it any added support, and it actually doesn't need it, as we'll discuss later on. Another way that they reduce the weight is by minimizing the amount of material that the headset needs. And in this case, you can see on the top of the headband, they actually cut out some plastic to reduce the weight. With the headset being so light, you'd think that these would be comfortable, and well, they are. This is the most comfortable headset I've ever owned, and I've had HyperX's, SteelSeries, and these G733s have outperformed them. Funny enough, although these are more of a gaming headset, I actually use these more for work than anything, and so they're on my head for 15 plus hours a day sometimes, and I never feel any dull pain or pressure to take them off. I actually almost forget I'm wearing them sometimes. One of the reasons for this is the elastic headband on the inside that helps support what little weight there is, so it doesn't feel like it's sitting on top of my head. And what's great about these is you can tighten them over time by moving the connection points down. You'll need to do this as the band stretches and gets worn out over time. The headset also allows you to move the ear cushions up or down to fit the shape of your head, so if you have a slightly larger head like myself, you can kind of maximize the room inside there. And as far as comfort goes, speaking of ear cushions, they are actually big enough that my ear isn't touching the driver, nor are they pinched between the sides. And lastly, the cushions are pretty breathable, so my ears are never getting really warm at all. Overall, there isn't a single bad thing I can say about the comfort of these. Next, let's jump into the functionality of the headset. As you can see, there are 3 controls on the back of the left ear. You have a mute button, a volume wheel, and a power button. I like the fact that Logitech will show you the volume level on screen here, as you can see in the top left, whenever you scroll the volume wheel up and down. That way you don't have to guess where the volume's at. You can also tap the power button once while the headset is on to get the battery level, and it should sound something like this.
Battery 40%.
A note on that, when the battery does get pretty low, you do get audible warnings as well. Unfortunately, the functionality of these controls is where I did see some problems with the headset, but I'll cover those a little later. Next, having a quick look at the detachable mic. It works flawlessly. There's no complaints from friends about any background noise, and I have a fan that runs right behind me that is quite loud, non-stop, so I never get any complaints about that. I like not having it plugged in when I'm not gaming, so it's not distracting, so that's also pretty nice. The sound, as far as I can tell, is great. I mean, I'm not an audiophile by any means, but I have no issues with the way the sound is. However, if you want the quick technical specifications, this headset does have 40mm drivers and frequency response between 20 Hz and 20 kHz. Some other great aspects of the headset are actually through the G-Hub software. This is where you can adjust the audio and the RGB lighting on the headset. In here you can set up a surround sound profile and actually adjust the volume from 7 different directions, so that's pretty cool. You can also select preset profiles for first-person shooters or MOBAs, etc., or you can create your own. You can adjust the EQ, the bass, the treble, make it just the way you like it. So all of that is pretty great. As I just mentioned, you can set up RGB lighting in the front of the headset. You can set all sorts of patterns and colors with the G-Hub software. You can get it to pulse or beat to the rhythm that you're hearing through the headset. I like to keep mine off though, however, so I can preserve battery life. And speaking of battery life, the Logitech website says that you can get about 20 hours with the default RGB lighting on, or 29 hours if you don't have any lighting. Speaking from experience, I get about 2 full days out of it, using it about 12 to 15 hours a day before I need to recharge it. And it never dies on me. I actually start recharging it before the battery's empty. And it does come with a 6-foot USB-C to USB-A charging cable. Next, I just want to briefly touch on the design and durability of the Logitech G733. The design is actually super durable. As you can see here, you can twist the headset all you want and there's no issues. It snaps right back to its original place. You can stretch them out, you can bend them. I have zero concerns about the headset breaking apart. It's just that well made. And next, I actually kind of think that the headband is cool in that you can pick different reversible colors to change it up. Although your headset might stay the same, you can actually add a little flair with the headbands. And the different headsets do come in 4 different colors, and so you do have some options instead of just the normal black or white headsets. Before we get to the cons of the headset, if you're finding this information useful, it'd be great if you could let me know just by hitting that like and subscribe button below. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, so unfortunately this headset is not perfect, just like pretty much every other headset, and we do need to cover some of the cons that I've experienced after using this headset for a year. I've had a few issues with the headset that come and go. The controls on the headset seem to not work at times. The most common problem is that I'm unable to control the volume with the scroll wheel. I can scroll the wheel up and down, but the volume doesn't change. You'll see it pop up in the top left, but it doesn't change. You have to just put your mouse pointer over it and change the volume that way. The other thing is sometimes pressing the power button once does not relay the battery level to me. These issues, although minor, can kind of just become an annoyance after a little while, but they are usually resolved by just unplugging and plugging the dongle back in. The next thing I've noticed occasionally is that the G-Hub software doesn't work sometimes and actually requires a restart of the computer for it to be fixed. This isn't as big of an issue for me as I'm never in the software. I literally set it up from day one and I don't even open it anymore. And it's quite possible these issues are happening because of my old ass computer, but it's tough to say one way or the other. The dongle also doesn't appear to work on the front of my tower with the 3.0 USB ports and needs to be connected to the 2.0 USB ports on the backside. Although Logitech's website does say that it needs 2.0 ports, so I can't fault them for that. Just something to be aware of. And then just a couple other nitpicky things that you don't really think about until after you buy the headset are that I've had to switch out the headband that comes with the headset after roughly about 7 months of use. It just got stretched out too much. Again, like I said, I have a slightly larger than average head and not sure if this contributes to it, but the headbands are cheap enough that it's not that big of a deal. Also, when you do have the microphone plugged in, you can actually forget when you're muted, as there's no light indicator and it's not flipped to mute, so sometimes I'm muted when I don't mean to be and vice versa. Alright guys, so just some final thoughts to wrap it all up. For a wireless headset, I think the price is spot on for what you're getting. The comfort level is just amazing, an absolute 10 out of 10. I would buy this headset again based purely just on how comfortable it is. The functionality of the headset does what it needs to do, and the issues I'm having frankly only take about 5 seconds to fix. And I really like the overall design, and the durability is just fantastic, so the headset on that regards gets another 10 out of 10. Overall, I would absolutely recommend this headset to others if it falls in their price range. It's just a great headset overall, top marks pretty much all the way around. Next week I'm going to see how it compares when I put it up against 5 other headsets I just bought, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. And that's it folks. If you want to see which wireless mouse is best to pair up with this wireless headset, be sure to click on the little pop-up on screen or the video at the end here. If you found this review helpful, let me know by leaving a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.